What's happening, beautiful people?
I'm Ebony.
And I'm Nico. And we are
Ebonics. Ebonics.
I'm gonna put this mic right over you today.
Okay.
Man, we are back with another review. Doing episode 3. What's it called?
Of 5. Veil of Tears.
Veil of Tears. So far, do you think the names, the titles, are lining up with the...
Do you remember the other titles?
Nope.
I don't. Look it up real quick.
Let me see.
They both cried in this episode, so I guess this one goes.
First one was Innocence and Panic.
Oh, we talked about that name. And the second one was called Polly.
I didn't know that.
Did we say that?
I don't think we did.
Well, that one fits.
That would definitely fit. Innocence and Panic.
And I also
He did panic.
didn't know how to spell his name.
Yeah, P-O-L-I.
I didn't know if it was Polly or Polly, like Polly Pocket, or like Polly Shore.
How does Polly Shore spell his name?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. What?
I'm talking about how to pronounce it.
Veil of Tears. Is that something? Like a Veil of Tears? Is that a phrase or a saying?
I don't know. I know the Trail of Tears. I don't know about the veil.
Alright. Well, we're going to dive right in. What did you think of this episode?
This is the first episode so far where it was just one scene. There were like pieces of it, but it was just one place.
They stayed in the house the entire scene. Okay. You right?
Well, yeah.
I mean, they just went to different rooms.
Kind of. There wasn't like the open space.
They went to the little bedroom area where they slept / office and went upstairs to their bedroom.
Okay, you're right. There goes that.
But no, it was.
I'm talking about my earring. It just flew behind the couch.
Great.
No
You
worries.
want me to get it?
No.
You sure?
Positive.
I can get it back.
It's not that deep.
Check me out. There you go.
Can't even see this one.
Look at old girl who?
No, it ain't.
It's not. You're right. All right, so
the
we.
other ones, they like this big.
Yeah, that's ghetto. We're starting off. Miras pulling up to the crib.
Yeah.
Got a new look.
Again.
What you mean?
She started off wearing all that beige. Then in the second episode, after getting worked by Polly, she started putting some color back into her life.
Then she actually put color into her hair.
Yeah. Her hair is like a deeper red, and she's wearing very soft, very lavish fabrics, showing some skin.
Yeah, they kind of awkward when they,
She got on knee-high or thigh-high boots. She's switching it up.
I mean, I don't know what she was wearing before, but
Trash.
she, I guess she was looking good to Jonathan because he was like, oh, hey, okay. Then that little embrace was kind of awkward.
It's like they wanted to kiss, but maybe not.
I think
didn't
it was
understand it. Routine.
Yep. As soon as you walk in, Mira starts to look around and like clowns the decor. I thought that was whack.
It was.
Like, you don't live here. What does it matter? I don't even care what you think. So she was voicing her opinion.
Didn't.
It was just like, shut
Is
up.
this what you came here for?
Right. You had no thoughts on when she was saying that?
Lame. Unnecessary. It's like she didn't even know what to talk about. So she just went for digs.
I think she was just really surprised how much things have changed.
It didn't look
And like life
her
was going
house
on
anymore.
without her, And she was like really surprised by that. And to make the comments that she was making almost felt like unnecessary digs.
Mm-hmm.
She's hurt. Let me kind of jab or whatever. I don't know. I just really didn't like that. Again, I already don't like Mira. Oh man.
Go in the room. I love you.
Love you.
She don't care. She crying.
So she making unnecessary comments, unnecessary digs. Yeah, it was just weak. I already don't like Mira.
I don't either.
So anything that she do right now at this point, I'm like, look.
Mira don't like Mira.
Well, I'm with her, but I'm not with her.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They was talking about their new routine, so you can tell like some time has passed, but I love how they, like, you can tell just by the conversation. I think whoever wrote this mug, hats off to them. It without them saying 3 weeks later or blah blah blah. They just did a really good job of communicating the time has passed and catching us up with everything. So we got a chance to kind of hear their routine. Like, oh, did you pick drop Ava off? Or sometimes Polly does. She said, like, she had made a comment like, this dude is dropping, like Polly is dropping the daughter off. And she said that's sometimes it's easier. So she's still like dodgy and, and avoiding some things,
She said their daughter be crying in the car, keeping secrets.
It's tough, man.
She probably seeing what she caused.
Oh, I'm sure. She came in, was talking. I don't know what made them bring up the whole Jewish thing.
She just saw the Seder.
Okay, all right.
Sitting out.
So Jonathan is back practicing some of his
Judaism.
Is he doing all of it or just like some things?
I don't know.
He stuck his toe in.
He's introducing his daughter.
There we go. Said that she really enjoyed it when they did it with his parents and all that stuff. So for him to fall away from his faith and just kind of now come back, it's really interesting. And I don't know if that's because Mira's gone or what. I feel like he made a comment about her not liking it. So it seemed like he was doing a lot for her, and now he's like, I'm by myself doing these things for me.
He left his faith before Mira.
Really? Okay. But just knowing what kind of person he has been and to her, it's just great to hear. I'm picking my own furniture out. I don't care if you don't like it or not. I'm practicing, Judaism, some of these things. I'm enjoying it, So he's like doing him. I think that's super dope. What else?
I don't remember what the order is, but she brings up the fact that she got another promotion.
Mm-hmm.
And it's in Europe.
She seemed really excited about it, and he was just like, oh.
Good for you.
Yeah. But
I was immediately irritated because she acting like she don't know what she want again.
Mm.
Well.
Oh, yeah.
She came in, dropped promotion news, knowing she already had a plan to accommodate it, but was acting like she needed to brainstorm.
Mm.
And he called her out on it again. He said, you already have a plan, so what is it?
Yeah.
And she explained her plan, which is taking Ava out of her environment again. And Jonathan going too. And explaining that it would be a good idea for him. She was doing that again. Like, this would be good for you.
Yeah. Is that passive aggressive?
I just be wanting to hit her in the mouth. It's manipulative.
But it's real.
I don't think it's passive aggressive.
I think it's passive, but it's like, I forget whatever those different titles we learned. But her not facing it head on that's why I think it's passive. But I love why she was talking about that. I was like, like, I'm just trying to talk about it, like, see what kind of options would they have. And he just put his foot down on, like, boy, like, you're not taking Ava, like, And I was like,
she just started getting used to this. She got friends here. She got community here. Mm-hmm. And then she started laughing at him for saying she has community.
Yeah. Which I think later we're going to get into it, but because she don't.
She's lonely as a mug.
Yeah. So this lady is, she unhealthy, man.
She is.
She is so unhealthy. She made a comment to myself, I don't even know if we can be in the same room together without hurting each other.
Saying hurtful stuff.
But I'm like, you are the one that's initiated. The first thing you said when you got in there was a hurtful comment about his decor or mocking him about certain things. Like
all he did was offer her wine and she started joning on his house.
But she's the one that's like the victim. When they're in this position because of her. Mm-hmm. That pissed me off. She say little things. I'd be like, what?
What things?
That right there. We can't be in the same room without hurting each other. You're the one being hurtful. And it's almost like she expecting him to be a mind reader or something like that. Like, if you're not vocal about what's hurting you or issues or whatever, how is he supposed to know? Like, he's never said anything that I remember.
Supposed to care?
True. But Jonathan ain't been the person that's been poking, like jabbing at her. So it's been, if he has said something hurtful, it's been harsh truth or it's been retaliation in a sense. Yeah.
What?
She said something about her being not tied to any place, which I thought was like, which makes it easier for you to be like, let's go to London.
You can just leave.
Let's just go, you know? Mm-hmm. And again, that community situation or comment, like, because you don't have any roots planted anywhere
anymore.
I mean, hell, I would say her roots wasn't that deep into this relationship or marriage if she was able to go that easily. So
sorry.
Man, as they were talking about all this moving stuff and transition, Jonathan gets to a point where he was like, maybe we should go ahead and like finalize divorce.
Or initiate it.
I feel like that was the first time that they even talked about it because she was like
shocked.
Divorce. Which was another thing that I was like,
why are you offended? You got a boyfriend.
If I call females out their names, that would have been a good moment. That's one of them. I was like, what? It's that me. I'm gonna put that gif in there. When that dude turned around, like, what? Like, that was it. Like, you left. We in this position because of you. You cheated. What do you expect me to do? He said he called it instead of being in this purgatory. Mm-hmm. And she was like, oh, like, you know. And again, it's just like, what you expect, lady?
And what do you call it?
She want her cake and be able to eat it too. What does that mean?
I hate that phrase. I don't know.
First thing that came to my mind, have your cake.
If somebody gives you a cake, it's to eat. I don't understand.
I ain't never just want cake to want it or to have it. I want to actually eat it.
I don't understand. Maybe we can look that up.
To have your cake and eat it too. Is it like, okay, if I eat it, then it's gone type of situation?
Sugar. I don't know.
I thought you were saying sugar, like cake, because
I don't have the answers.
Okay. All right. Which I think. Okay.
You act like this Dora the Explorer.
That's what I was gonna say. Hey,
Good answer.
Mira asked him, I guess because he brought up the divorce, she was like, are you seeing somebody or something? But again, saying it in a mocking way, like, and he was like, I mean, I wouldn't say all that. It was just like,
I don't have to answer you.
I wouldn't give her anything. At this point, you out of my, well, you're not out of my life, but my life, you don't need to know
She
nothing.
wanted to come over today in the first place. What did you come here for? The promotion.
The promotion? Yeah, she wanted to talk about it.
So after I told you we ain't going, what is all this?
Well, he didn't say that they weren't going. He was just saying like...
Yes, he did.
I don't think he said no. I think he was just like, you just want to uproot her and all that stuff and just bringing up the fact. But it was, she said, think about it. Let me know. Like,
That don't mean he ain't say no.
True. That is true.
That means she didn't accept the answer.
That's real. I guess she got him a little worked up or whatever. So he grabbed a cigarette, start smoking. And she was like, you're smoking again? And like, well, I'm not going to be here to take you to the hospital and all that stuff.
Next time you have an asthma attack.
But I was like, that's another.
You're not here anyway.
You're not here anyway. Like, she be shows like this, dog. I'm glad we gotta watch this in doses. I got little increments, cause too much of this had me talking to the TV. I don't usually talk to the TV. I'm
Isn't
not that
it
type
great?
of person. No, I was frustrated.
It's like interactive.
Cause she couldn't hear me. I was like, man.
Would she listen if she could?
I don't know.
No.
It's real. Yeah, she made that little comment about not taking him to the hospital no more, whatever, emergency room. And he was like, actually, I ain't had an asthma attack
in a long time.
You're gone, asthma attack's gone. Like, but he was kind of having a moment of breathing, couldn't find his inhaler, and she found it. And I was like, here you go. So little things like that was like, I know you still, and it was just like,
but
this could work.
At this point, you can go. She was finna get her stuff. I don't even know if this is. No, first they start walking around the house, and she saw her baby sleeping in the office instead of in their room. And and Jonathan started explaining that they don't even use the second floor anymore. Really,
like the house.
There's no reason. Yeah, but then she just started walking around the house. Get out.
She asked.
So no, this
it was
happened.
One of them.
She started walking.
Yeah.
And then was like, you mind? You halfway up the
What'd
steps.
What'd she do?
I wasn't a trip.
What'd she do? Do it again.
I don't know what she did.
You made. Oh man! So we went upstairs and saw their bedroom. Saw Ava's bedroom,
basically empty,
and then saw their bedroom.
It was like packed up. Her stuff was packed up.
And to me, that was like, yeah, let it sink in.
She made some comment about him erasing her from the house. So before she said that, she was looking at all this stuff and was like, to me it looked like the debris after her destruction. Yeah, like her destroying their family. So it was like, yeah, let that sink in. You did this. And you could tell she got emotional about it or whatever. So she was, leaving. Went downstairs, and that's when she was gonna leave. And he was like, "Are you sure you don't want some more wine? Just have one more glass."
You could tell because he loved her. He don't want her to be all hurt and all this stuff about it. So he offered her a glass of wine to keep her, here kind of.
Now that's when I was annoyed with him.
But that's when she made a comment about. Like, soon there'll be no trace of her. Mm-hmm. That's what she said. And I was like,
you don't live here.
So it's
your mark does not have the right to be on our home. You don't live here. That's like my mama coming over and saying, you need some more pictures of me in here. Or you need to put this plant right here. Like, no, this ain't your house.
Man.
Her entitlement is out of this world.
Oh, no doubt. She had made a comment about some like the furniture, like attachment to furniture. How she used to have an attachment to furniture. And
now she don't have attachment to nothing in her house.
Yeah. Like a
to
designer
her and Polly's
did it.
House.
Yeah, a designer put it together. Like she just
But again, if you don't even like your house, why is it the first thing you said when you walked in? I could have went shopping for you, or I could have had a designer come in. You don't even like your house. And you trying to throw that energy up in here.
Just because she don't like how his stuff look. So, I mean.
She don't like nothing.
But again, putting her feelings on him, talking about some, that like people do that. Like we have an attachment to things and stuff like that. And it was like speaking for him again. And I'm like, dog, like he shut it down. And so it's like, no, I don't. Like, it was like, you can tell he's again doing him and trying, yeah. And again, he wasn't doing all the crazy stuff that I would have done. He's being very
cordial,
sure, and healthy about this so far, as much as he can be. Mm-hmm. Fighting for himself and like putting his foot down and not giving in to certain things. Like I really appreciate that. The fact that she even talking about like she didn't have an attachment to her stuff and like even being with Paulie, she just made a comment talking about some like I don't belong anywhere. And I'm like, dog. Even he at that moment was just like, I feel sorry for you. He kind of went in on her on some like his perspective and her history on how she did things. It just looked the same. You claim that you're all good or whatever, but it really is a defense mechanism. Yeah.
Like it feels good to be this free.
He saw right through that mug, and it was evident even for like outsiders looking in. It's like, man, you ain't fooling nobody. You out here wanting to come home.
She had one version of her life that she thought she wanted. Like the husband, the job, the kid, the house, whatever. Ended up hating it. Turned it upside down to go be a bachelorette. And she's still unhappy. She don't know what she want. She don't know who she want. And she just dragging people down with her.
Yeah. She kept making comments though, and I'm glad he said it. He finally said, because like you just keep wanting to diminish everything that we had, like belittle it. And she was like, no, it's not that. It was like, yo, it is. Like you keep making these unnecessary comments, like what we had wasn't anything. And she kept claiming like, no, this is not that or whatever. But I'm just like, you can tell she's hurt, and she's what do you call that when you putting that on somebody else? Projecting. I'm like, dog. Claim your stuff, like own your own stuff. She after he basically kind of told her about herself, she was like, oh, what? Don't give me this like psycho babble, like like you're a shrink or a therapist. And she's like, what are you dating one? And he was like, nah, but I'm actually going to. She was like, really? Like, so it was crazy because I'm like, that she said it like it was taboo for them as well.
He was explaining how much therapy helped him to learn about himself. And she was mocking it. Mm-hmm. But right before that, she was like, she said something about him like, it's not okay for you to pick apart the insight that I've had on myself. But you just did the same thing.
The exact same thing.
And that wasn't insight. It was lies that you're telling yourself.
As he started to go in or share his experience with therapy, she yawned.
She yawned in his face and then started saying she had a headache.
He was like, oh, all right.
And she didn't just say, man, my head hurt. She went on a whole tangent and she was like, oh, I have a headache. It's just this job, this promotion. I was talking.
He was like, you know what? He got his stuff. He walked out. She was like, oh, no, you were telling your story. Like, I'm sorry. Like continue. And he was, again, doing like, want a coffee? Here, like again, like what you call
busying himself.
Busying himself. You called that out early on, which is so dope. Like again, as these actors and these writers, they stick to their script. Like she is a mess, and even the stuff that he do to cope and to kind of keep going, it's evident, and they just really did a good job with that. So he trying to get her a coffee. That's what pissed me off. He got her some coffee. She like
poured it out.
Poured it out. That's wasteful. Like I was like,
nah, I would have been irritated and probably poured it out too. I already told you 6 times I don't want no coffee.
True. That was sucker stuff number 1 for me on this episode.
He just had to stay busy. The first sucker stuff was stay. Here, have wine. Stay.
True. True.
And
so
now
true.
this part. He stood up for himself and was like, okay, this conversation's done. Then he reversed all of that and went and got his journals that are supposed to stay private and started reading them to her.
That boy said,
I was like, why do you keep letting this woman in?
Dog, you gonna do me like that if we in?
Do what?
Just shut me down? We can't be friends?
You're not being friendly. You're not being my friend. If you was coming to me acting like her, we're not friends.
I got you.
So no, I'm not reading nothing to you.
In his journal, he said something about how that's basically, I don't know if this is our first look into his family, but how he was insecure and all that stuff because of his parents. And
his daddy was a dictator and his mom was super anxious. Okay. So he couldn't make no mistakes or his daddy would go off. And then if he shared any of his struggles or emotions, then his mom would lose it and start tripping.
But he said he met Mira and she like saved him, you know. Mm-hmm. And I was like, she felt that, got emotional, came over to embrace him, kiss him and all that.
He also said that as a result of my childhood, I'm only half present in most places. So I could see why my wife would have felt lonely being married to me. Because even after my marriage, I now realize that I was only giving her half of myself as well.
Which I thought, like, he's doing the work.
He is.
Which is dope. But her, was it juxtaposed? Like, in comparison?
I don't know what you're finna say.
How unhealthy she is. Like, she looks even more of a mess compared to him.
Because she not doing the work.
And just tell by the language and all this stuff, like how they're carrying themselves. Did I use that right, though? Juxtapose? Cool. She just seems like a mess in comparison to him, you know? And it's like, kudos to you for doing that. Like, you were the one that was hurt, kind of forced to do the work. And he even owning some of his part in it. I was just like, oh, that's big.
They start going at it. Making out.
Yeah, because she was emotional and I don't know, felt bad, missed him. All that stuff just kind of overcame her. And he started kissing her back. And I was like, no, bro. I was like, ah. And then he's like, no, stop. I was excited. I was happy.
I was like, first you cheated on your husband. Now you cheating on your boyfriend. Go sit down.
Yeah, I didn't feel no way about her kissing him. Like, I thought about it later, but I was just like, so that nigga probably was aware she was married. That wasn't cool. But my
point is she's not learning anything.
True. But it was more so like I wasn't tripping off of Polly. I wasn't tripping off. I didn't think cheating or whatever. I was just like, I don't want him to be suckered back into this.
Actually, she been lying to Polly. Anyway, we figured that out in episode 1 because Polly didn't know she was still sleeping with her husband. So she been lying the whole time.
I forgot about that. Wow. He was like, no, I don't want this. Like stop. He said,
he wants to undo the progress.
He said, it's not good for me. I don't want to sleep with you. He's like, it took me so long to get out of that dark place. I like the fact that he said it's not good for me. Those exact words, because she's always saying what's good for him. Yeah. So he was the one who was like, this ain't good for me. Shut it down. And she was like, oh, okay. Then she started to kind of express how much she missed him and wanted him and stuff. And
go ahead.
So he's like, you don't know what it's been like for me here. Like, you don't know like what I had to deal with after you left.
And because then she tried to compare their experiences. She was like, it's hard. It was hard for me too.
But before she started talking about hers, she was like, what? Like, tell me about it. Like, tell me what it was. And he was like, after you left, like, I had to take her to school. I canceled all my classes. Like, and I came here. He was a mess. Rightfully so, you know.
Well, you was out smashing some man.
She came home, told this dude she was leaving the next day and was gone. And he had to pick up the pieces, you know. Sure that he like wanted her dead, rightfully so. Cool. Then he said, "Man, I wanted to die." I was like, "Dang."
And then he said he wanted their daughter to die, just so Mira would feel bad.
I was like, "Yo, that is real though." He said, "What really like got to me though?" He was like, when she got sick, and he thought he did it. Mm-hmm. You know, like he wanted her to die just to get back at her. Then Ava actually got sick, and he was like, "Dog, what did I do?" And he was like, "I couldn't sleep, I couldn't rest." He was like, he was just focused on trying to get her better. He said something about, "I had to step up, and be there."
It forced him to snap out of it.
Which was like, man, like thank God for that, so that he can. It kind of catapulted him into this working on him and like picking up the pieces type thing. Mira just kind of rolled up and just look on her face, man. She turned up and crying. I'm like, no, rightfully so, man. You need to feel the weight of your decision and what you did to the family, man. Then she went into my son, well, it wasn't it was hard for me too.
She was laying behind him. I would have elbowed her in the ribs.
You probably would have.
This how I felt. Are you about to throw up right now? This how I felt.
She's talking about some. It was hard for me too. I missed you so much, and it's like. That's what I was like. She want her cake and eat it too. Like, I missed you so much. You miss me while you're away, being with this other dude. After you told me you didn't want to be here, you're so unhappy here and all this stuff. And it's just like, lady, dog, you.
And that you weren't attracted to me anymore and it was not fixable.
Facts. It's like, man, dog, you are toxic.
His hair looked really good. That was just random. But his hair was looking really good this episode.
I do that whenever Eb have like random thoughts.
That ain't random. We was talking about the fact that she said he was unattractive. His hair was attractive. It was looking really lush.
Made sense to you.
What?
It made sense to you. She said that she be missing him all the time. She never stopped wanting him or missing him. Said she tries. She tried to make out with him again, and like again he had to stop. Like
it's a no. Then she actually start putting her little boots and jacket and stuff back on, and she leave.
Before leaving, Mira asked Jonathan if Polly wasn't coming to London. Would that change his mind
about them going? And he said,
"So I guess you're right. Maybe you're right. I'm sorry. He did shut that down. You're right.
Yeah.
Because at this point she was
and
like,
she just don't care again.
She was like, if Polly wasn't coming, would you come?
He said, Polly don't got nothing to do with this.
I was like,
you the loose cannon. We could follow you to Europe and then you want to go to Africa.
Yep.
Girl, you all over the place.
She leaves
to the porch
and then runs back in, which I thought was crazy because just the last episode before, she couldn't get out quick enough, and he was holding her. She's fighting to escape. So I'm like that's why what's the first episode?
But
let me see.
The second episode is when she leaves.
Second episode when she leave. Okay, so yeah, so she fighting to escape, like she couldn't be there no more.
Mm-hmm. Now she can't go home.
Yeah, so I'm like, man, dog. And here's another sucker.
He told her she could stay over.
I'm like, bruh, really? I actually thought the episode was gonna end right there. So much she could sleep here for the night. I'm like, oh man, come on.
I wondered if he would have asked that if Polly wasn't out of town. When she first got there, she told him Polly was out of town.
Oh, okay.
I don't think he would have asked that.
Well, officers sleep there. They cuddling up. His phone, ding, get a little message. And he turns around, put his phone on silence. She talking about, is that your girlfriend or whatever? And then the phone actually started ringing. Like, and he tried to ignore it at first, but then he was like, let me go ahead and take this. And it's boo thing. His new lady. This cat was like, yeah, she's still here. I told you I called. She called
because he said, Mira's coming over today. I'll call you when she leaves.
I guess it was too late. Yeah. She's probably anxious like a mother over there, dog. That's not cool. So she called. And
at least he was honest about that.
He was, which I appreciate, but also sucker.
Mm-hmm.
He was like,
she's still here.
She's still here. I told you I called. And he's kind of speaking loud enough to where he is speaking loud enough to where Mira can hear it. But he's like, she's still here. Like, no, she's sleeping in my bed. I was like, dang. Like,
he's very honest.
He was super honest. But he was like, maybe we should take a break. And then I guess she started going in. He was like, hey, maybe we should just kind of cool before you say something you don't want to. They end up breaking up.
He was like, it's been a while. Like, I've known for a while that this ain't
right. This ain't working. Right.
And he used this night as an excuse to break up.
Again, weak sucker stuff. Like, should have been honest. But Mira leaves the bedrooms because she like
she eavesdropping.
Yeah,
and she can tell she causing more damage again.
When he get off the phone, he go in the kitchen, and she like, I'm sorry, like I was the cause of it. She was like, you didn't have to do that or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Man, this lady, what'd she say? Hold on. Oh, he asked if that upset her first. I'm like, why does that even matter, bro? Why does that matter? She told us, I feel sorry, and said that he shouldn't give up so easy.
Like telling him to fight for the girl.
That right there would have been.
I'd have been infuriated. He started smoking another cigarette.
He did. That's why he got. Like, you could tell he got. But I was like, yo. She don't get it. He should fight for this new relationship, but she didn't fight at all for their marriage. She did. Who fought?
She said she felt like she was having an asthma attack for, what she say, 8 months?
You can't, nah. Fighting solo, I guess. That's not fighting for it.
I'm just telling you.
Nah.
In her brain, she fought.
Man, she didn't do nothing. Yeah, that mug pissed me off. I'm like, oh, she don't get it. Then out of nowhere, I don't know what made him bring this up, but Jonathan starts to play a voicemail that
first he went off on her and told him, tell her you are not the one to give relationship advice from. Another one. And another one.
Yeah, she deserved, man. Ooh, she lucky she got Jonathan. If it was anybody else, that lady wouldn't be in it, man. Jonathan ended up playing a voicemail.
First, she started talking about how she don't like herself after he went off on her. She was like, I think there's something like wrong with me. What's wrong with me?
Oh man,
I don't know.
I don't care. Like I don't care. You do the work.
Narcissist.
You do the work.
She all crying and crap. She's manipulative.
She is very manipulative. Like I do not like this lady.
He just broke up with his girlfriend for you.
For you.
You told him you shouldn't have did that, basically. And then while he processing, smoking another cigarette, you start talking about yourself again. Go ahead.
Then he starts to play a voicemail that from Polly. So he calls, leaves a voicemail talking about, I know she's coming over there. Like, who am I to tell you? Like
he said, whatever happens, happens. Because that's your wife.
He's like, I can't stop you from.
He said he don't even want to stop her.
That's crazy.
From going back to her family. Because he said something about they got problems with suspicions and arguing and stuff in their own relationship. I don't know how you wouldn't. Y'all started
off like this. This one was birthed from
suspicious activity. And he said he ain't even with all of that arguing and insecurity stuff.
Yeah.
So if you want her, that's your wife anyway.
Yeah, I can't stop. We didn't get a chance to hear all of it. Ava woke up, came in there. After the name Polly was said, she was like, Polly, like, is Polly here? Like, I want Polly to make some breakfast or pancakes or something like that. And I was like, that probably has to hurt, to
hurt who?
Jonathan. Jonathan, he scooped her up and was like, well, can't do that right now. We don't eat this late or whatever. You can tell like the different rules in the house. Yep. Which is crazy because why wouldn't Mira not just continue on what they had, but instead she probably trying to be the best mom or win her over by doing certain things
She's
like that. She's
probably trying to let them build a relationship. However that needs to happen, she like, all right, well.
Well, that just showed that Ava has some kind of attachment and normacy with
she's
Polly.
Bonding with this man that y'all ain't even finna last. You just blew her life up, got her hanging out with this random man, and now y'all ain't even about to be a couple.
So takes her back in the room. They lay down.
Jonathan take Ava back in the room and they lay down.
Yeah, Mira just in the kitchen look like she just kind of decompressing or processing or whatever. And then mug ends. It's like, yo.
This episode was way less cringy and more just irritating.
I'll give you that.
To me.
I'll give you that. Hey, y'all. Keep it down just a little bit longer, okay?
What you think about the voicemail, though? Because we didn't know about that. So now, knowing that Polly sent this voicemail before Mira even got there, do that help you understand any of Jonathan's movements better? Or you still like, what are you thinking?
It made me kind of understand why he would be like a little more gentle with her.
Why?
Jonathan, he's never been the type. He has not tried to hurt her at all. So even with this, it was almost like, and with the stuff that she was revealing, like he basically had a lot of information that she didn't know, and it was just like, dog, like you a mess out here.
I feel like he was super vulnerable this episode, and she was not.
Jonathan.
He let her
in.
He let her in.
Yeah, that's true. I give you that.
Why?
I think she was a little bit.
Where?
When she was basically kind of talking about how she don't belong anywhere, boom, boom, boom. She kind of showed her insecurity and like her messiness.
But
like even though I'm gone, like I'm not happy. Like you can tell she wasn't happy. Like grass ain't green over there.
She was saying it The way she was expressing it was trying to convince him and herself that this is great for me.
Mm.
It wasn't even like, God, this is hard. I made a mistake. It was like,
that's real.
I'm good.
That's real. I guess outside looking in, it's just like, dog, we can tell we reading through this. Her awareness isn't there. So you're right. You're right. She, again, I think with her talking about whatever she was trying to say was BS. It was like,
I feel like she took this whole episode. She took his wine. She took advantage of his vulnerability.
Took his coffee
she
and
took
threw
his
it away.
bed. Ended his relationship. Well, he did that. But she helped. I just feel like it was just, what else you got?
Yeah.
So I can take it back to my home that I feel empty in.
Right.
Fill me up. What else you got? Get out.
I wonder what was his point in playing that.
That voicemail?
Yeah.
Because she was talking about how jacked up she is and she don't know what she wants. And he like, yeah, I know. Your boyfriend told me.
Mm.
Girl. That's just my take.
No. Him ending his relationship with old girl.
I'm actually glad he did, because he was finna mess her up for no reason,
For sure.
dragging her along.
I agree.
But that was lame how he did it.
I was just like, does he still want Mira though?
It's no way he don't.
Hey,
Why
but
would you share all that?
He stopped, like, I don't want to sleep with you, but
That's
you let her go to bed with you.
I think he gotta know she wanted to. He ain't never stopped wanting Mira.
Yeah, that's real.
That's why I don't know what he doing.
Yeah, that's why I was like confused. And like even him putting it, like showing it, like, what's your goal here? Are you trying to get her back? Are you saying, hey, that's not even home? This is home? Like I didn't know what the goal was with that. But this mug is, yeah, I agree. Second episode was crazy. Like,
Awkward.
This right here was definitely less. I was more encouraged to see him in a better space and working through things. He holding it down best he can, and also happy to see that Mira's not happy where she is. I'm like, good. That's what you get. And I'm glad Jonathan like, oh, I don't want you. Like, but that's why I was confused. Like, I don't want to sleep with you. I don't like what you do. Like.
I think she know he lying, so she's just gonna keep taking.
I'm glad he put his foot down. Well, that's all, folks.
I'm tired, and I just watch it. Imagine.
Oh, I can't imagine. No.
Every day.
No.
We would literally be talking about Ava, period.
I get why people stay for the kids. Like, this right here gave me a little, insight on like why somebody would want to stay for the kids. Like, that is a lot of tug of war, boom, 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 boom. But I also see that is not enough when you got two people on two different
planets,
like, clearly. The family structure is changed. Like, I couldn't imagine, like, a lot of people be like, okay, my dad, I'll spend the weekends at my dad or something like that or whatever. But that bombshell of her being gone and instantly.
She was gone for 3 months.
It fell on him to teach his baby, like, what's going on. Mommy's not going to be here.
And she's a coward, so she ain't saying nothing.
And being parents of little kids about that age, that is not, when mommy's coming, when daddy's coming, that, first of all, would drive me crazy. And every time I would hear that, would piss me off, make me hurt and mad that you're going in the first place.
And that I have to keep trying to explain this. And I don't even understand it.
And you get the luxury of seeing her on weekends? Like, that, man, that.
And having help from your boyfriend.
Right.
I'm by myself.
Right. He did mention that. He's like, I don't never had nobody over here. ever when she's here. And I'm like,
he gotta be lonely as hell.
man.
And both of his friends knew. So I know he ain't talking to them.
It's tough, yo.
Lonely. Don't be watching this show getting mad at me.
Don't do nothing.
For nothing.
Close us out, man.
I don't do this.
Well, it's first time.
That's all, folks. You asked for this.
I did. I'm enjoying it.
I don't know. I really don't know what you be saying.
Mm-hmm. Say what you say, or what you would say. That's it. Oh man, when we be leaving places, I be like, all right, let me say, goodbye to everybody. Eb's the type, she go to the door and she'll make, all right, everybody.
When I arrive, I hug everyone individually. Get your love. Quick updates. At the end of the night, we already did that. All right, y'all. It was so good seeing you guys.
There you go.
All right, y'all. Yeah, come here.
Come here. Come on.
You want to say something to the camera? Go
Come on.
ahead.
Say goodbye.
Go ahead.
Goodbye.
Cam, come here.
Come on. Come over here.
Bye. Bye.
Peace. Two fingers. We out.